Hello everyone. Uh, I'm back with another short video, but this is more like of an experimental type, okay? Because um, some people were telling me today that it's really great to film with something that holds my phone, right? And it was attached here and it was curling upwards and it was basically in my face, but now I have it attached to books on that side, so it's curling up like this. And I don't have it in my face. So I think this is actually a steady solution for my future videos. And I'm still testing around. So what I got here are my one of my earliest journals. And I like them, of course. I know that you guys like to see them too. The light is very shitty right now because it's nighttime, no? And I only have my lamp. But let's just kind of chat for a bit, I guess. I don't know. So people were really positive on my video, and especially Pocketful of Vintage and Trish Mason. They were like telling me things that I could make videos about. And I'm kind of surprised that you want to see so much more of me. I think Trish even said I should post daily, but that's a little bit crazy. Sorry, Trish. Um, yeah, I got some good ideas, however, but right now I'm still just figuring things out, right? So this is one of my earliest journals. You need to know that since I came from an abusive family situation, I was when I was like 14 years old in 2000, I was not as mature as maybe others are today. When I look back at my journals now, I can see that I was really, really, really childish. And I'm actually very embarrassed by it. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I need to show you something. That was another journal I had, and oh my God. Okay. Remember, I think I said this before, but I was crushing on Chester of Lincoln Park when I became their fan, and there were like Chester hearts everywhere. Oh, so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Oh, there's more. And I don't know why I always signed at this time my journals, but that's not what I want to show you. I want to show you something more crazy. And my eye starts burning. Why? Wait a second. I need to do first aid on my eyeball. I just had a face mask on. I hope I did not rub anything into my eye. Can happen. So I tried to find the crazy thing. I was, of course, I always wanted to die. Because I was done with life, apparently. So, oh yeah, here it started, actually. You cannot really... So we have a lot of those insects called Schnake, which are like mosquitoes, but just bigger, and they don't suck your blood. But they were everywhere since we lived in the countryside, and I don't know why. Every time I killed one, I ripped out their rings and pasted them in my journal. That is really morbid, I know. At this time, however, I was very morbid. I mean, I once found a dead bat on the school ground and I pinned it with pins onto my bag and I wore it as decoration. I mean, it was a rotting dead bat, so. But I thought I was badass. Get it? Get it? Okay, my jokes suck, okay. Oh! This was a picture of me when I was 14. I was actually standing on a gravestone on the graveyard, posing. Oh my God. No wonder I was cursed. I probably took a lot of ghosts home from the graveyard. Yeah, I mean, living in the countryside means you're bored. So what else do you have than weird obsessions and drugs and alcohol? Yeah, what can I say? Really cringe-worthy things. But I also wrote down like witchcraft stuff because I was apparently still learning to be a witch. I drew Harry Potter. This is when I decided to name my journal Eric because of Eric Draven from The Crow. Most of you know that. But it started when I was 14. In the beginning, this journal was actually called Kitty, like the journal from Anne Frank, because I was reading her book and it was so touching and everything, you know. I never had my own identity. I always took things from others, you know, and I made them my own. This is why I did copycat many things. Also drawings and everything, basically poetry. I basically stole everything and made it my own, kind of with like little twitches, you know. This is another one of those journals. You can see here, of course, I was crushing on Mark Dacascos, who was playing the role of Eric Draven in the TV show. The Crow, My Soul. Oh, yes, I was really dark. And what I did here was I wrote an introduction to the journal, like, hi, Eric, this is me, this is mine. Oh, fuck, there was my name, or whatever. I have a fucking Polish name, whatever. So I wrote like, I'm 16 years old, you know, my hobbies are like witchcraft and I like to sing. My friends say I have a nice voice, right? Oh my God. Yeah, and I was like telling him, basically, my journal, Eric, is him. Like, he is its own entity for me. I'm writing him letters, so I'm always like, hey, Eric, what's up? You know, imagine this. Today I did this and this. You know, I always write my journal entries like that, in case you're wondering. So I wrote an introduction, and I actually did this in my new journal as well. After I looked into this one, I felt inspired because we are changing so often and so much when we are growing up or growing older. Our taste changes, our music taste is changing, movies and wishes and dreams. And so I wrote the same here. I wrote here about how I was looking into that journal. And I wrote about my old friends and what changed in my life. And that chronologically, a lot of my journals do not make any sense. This is a very important factor, okay? I cannot remember a certain part of my life. And I'm not sure if it's due to any traumatic things or just because I smoked so much weed when I was 16, 17, 18. But yeah, there are things that are not matching up at all, you know, and I don't know why. Not the way how I remember them. Crows. Dyed my hair black. I always had this hairstyle where I had two long streaks of hair in the front and the back was short, and I would with hairspray put this up, you know, be all crazy punk. And here it also started with the cardboard pumpkin that I make every year for my journal. I loved this comic back in the day. It was so cute, about witches, right? There was a picture of my old friend Lydia. I don't want to show that. Some random guy, and I made some kind of the Crow out of him. But who is that, man? He looks a little bit like the dude from the Vampire Diaries, but this was in 2001, so that didn't exist at this time. Who is he? Who are you? Apparently I thought he was cute, so I made him dark. And here, oh my God, I did actually cut off this picture from a Sailor Moon art book. Oh God, you know how expensive those art books are now. I could sell them and make money, you know, but I destroyed them. Oh man, I was so stupid and naive, you know. I did never think about the future, never. Everything was just now, you know. I just lived for the moment. That was me when I was 16. So you can see my hairstyle, right? The back part is like kind of upwards. Yeah. Look at my pentagram. Yes. I was dark. Oh, and Chester again. Of course. My old middle school best friend. I cannot really show him. He was never really my best friend, honestly. I thought he was my best friend, but I was living in a dream bubble, honestly. He was just, ah, I love you forever. That's really cringy, I know. but it's true. I still love him. So that wasn't a lie. And here, look, this was the best thing ever. I couldn't decide who I love more from the Linkin Park band. I was crushing on 3 of them. And I wrote, I cannot decide who I love more. That was the cutest ever. And I collected all these snippets and all the posters. I have a ring binder this thick, only full of like posters and snippets from... Oh, sorry, Lisa. This friend killed herself, so I should not really show her face. The next one was this one. I took those pictures out from a witchcraft book. Those books were actually children's diaries, and they had like really funny patterns, and they are from a Korean brand, I think, or from Taiwan, I'm not sure. And my local mall was selling them, but not anymore, sadly. This is a long rambling video. Am I still filming? Wait. Okay, I only see the time if I, oops, put something dark in here. Oh, I need to drink something. I almost run out of water. See? There's not much left. No. And I don't want to get up. I mean, it's just like 2 meters into my kitchen, but still. It's like, it's almost like leaving a stranger in your house alone for a second. Here was always a pocket for a razor blade, because as you know, I was cutting myself at this time. This is why you see occasionally little pieces of blood. I try not to show that, but I have, oh God, many pictures in here and many tissue papers that have, oh, Chester, I love you, yes. I have a lot of pictures in here too. And it's really, oh, sorry. There are lots of pictures in those envelopes too, and oh, that was my father. And he wrote something in here. He kind of has a cool handwriting, but that's basically the only cool thing about him ever. So, what's this? The demon of my soul. It has green skin. Interesting. In my soul, there's not much sunlight, therefore he doesn't have a 10. He is green. Oh yeah, I used to draw those borders everywhere. And there I was actually crushing on Mike from Linkin Park. I can show you that. I glued in metal pieces as well, feathers. Didn't really care. Guys I was crushing on, there were like pictures of them, so I cannot show this as well. I need to be very careful, you know. I don't want anyone to hate me or to sue me. They cannot sue me. Germany is not really a place where you can sue people for just showing their faces, but this is something about ghosts. I mean, I lived in a haunted house, so... I bought a new Linkin Park album here. And see, this did not fade away at all, not even with tape on top. So what tells, I think actually this is a plan. So when you buy something like an expensive screen or something and the receipt is fading, you cannot return it, right? So they probably printed on purpose with ink that fades over time. But back in the day, they didn't do that. So much depressing stuff. Some lyrics. I drew a lot of self-portraits in here. And yes, I had a hat like this.